6.5.
Yeah. We ready, right? All right. All right. So, what's up, Pilar?
What's up? What's up, Neiman?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm really good. I love about you is like your vibe is always incredible.
Oh,
It's always like
sweet.
it's like you're conscious of it. Like you but like so much so that now you're like it's just your vibe.
Wow. I see how you put that
Yeah,
together.
like it's just
It's just me.
yeah. Well, how did you like get there on purpose or like how did
Oh,
your
for sure. It's taking so much healing, so much. I'm very spiritual
yeah,
now, more so now than before. Like I've been through some things where I had to get closer to a higher power to get,
yeah,
you know, to where I'm at today. Like
yeah. So
surrender and like humble down and understand that it's big me, but it's bigger than me,
yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
so like those humbling moments have
Are you?
occurred
Yeah.
and it's brought me to where like, okay, like you're not bigger than anybody else, but you are you.
I
Like
love that.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I want people, that's like a big thing for me. I want people to get to a place where they are this, them. Like, just be
Yeah.
you. It's cool.
Conscious,
It's cool to be you.
conscious and
So,
yourself.
would you say like you're religious or would you just say I'm more spiritual than religious? Or is there like a thing where like you believe in God
I
or,
believe in God, yes, I do.
mm-hmm.
I'm Peruvian.
Okay.
We praise the sun
Oh,
and the
really?
moon. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you're too in tune with Incan culture.
I
So it's
mean,
like,
I heard of it. Like
yeah,
I've been to the Mayans.
Mayans,
Yeah.
Aztecs, and then there's
Mm-hmm.
Incas,
Yeah.
like in the Andes, like right in the middle of South America, which is Peru. So that's the epicenter,
Uh-huh.
Cusco. And
Nice.
yes, our currency is like, it's called El Sol.
El
So
Sol.
our currency is literally called the sun.
Dang, that's
I
crazy.
know. It like I wake
Wow.
up and I see the sun and I just get so happy and
That's beautiful. That's
yeah,
incredible. That's good, man. That's good.
yeah.
Do you so like do you pray or do you meditate?
I do everything honestly. My
Mm-hmm.
parents are Catholic.
Okay.
So like I pray with them,
Yeah.
you know. My dad has Bible studies online with his my mom has an extensive family in Peru. They're
Yeah.
all over there still, most of them.
Oh,
And then my
word.
dad too. So
Yeah.
like that's how they connect. They pray together. So it's so
Yeah.
cute. And they have like Zooms and sometimes just on WhatsApp. Like I see them.
Yeah.
So I participate with them when it comes to that because I also believe that I want to just always make them happy, and
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely their bonding with their family members.
That's dope.
And so I do
That's
that.
dope.
But for me, like what gets me like to be present in my mind, and I meditate
Yeah.
in the morning. The first thing I do is meditate before I touch my phone.
Yeah.
I thank God for another day, and then I clear my mind and USA, and
Yeah. How
and
long you do?
in the morning about maybe like 8 minutes, 10 minutes,
Good, good, good.
and then just like in bed, like wake up. I have high ceilings, so I'm just like whoop, and then
Yeah.
also in the shower.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
big
No,
time,
I meditate in the shower too.
really.
And then like so what I do is like I wake up. So I wake up and then like I drink a bunch of water
Yeah.
like right away.
Oh
Boom.
yeah.
Drink a
Boom.
bunch of water, right? And then like to wake up, like I get in the shower. Like I'm not really a morning person, but when I get in the shower, I'm like up. But like I kind of like meditate in the shower. And I'm thinking about like I kind of have like a dark time where I'm like not thinking about anything. And then I think that helps me like gather a lot of thoughts. And then I'll
Right.
have like a bunch of thoughts race. And then I have shower notes. I have like this notepad in my shower.
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And then I
deep.
write them all down.
Okay,
Because
so
when I
I
leave,
run to my iPhone while I'm wet.
Oh, what? What? Yeah, so you gotta get some.
I don't
They,
forget.
aqua notes.
Oh
Aqua notes.
wow, that's
So
awesome.
yeah, you need that.
Cause I
Cause
for
yeah, cause as soon as you get out the shower,
yeah.
they go
No,
away.
right, right. You're right.
What is that?
I
I don't know
don't
what that is, but
know.
it's like once I get out, they
Yeah,
go away. So
right.
now I do cheat code, and I'm in there like, and
Stop.
then like when I'm done with the pad, like the
Where
pads
did
are
you
like
buy it from?
Amazon.
Stop.
Yeah,
That's
so
so
the pads are
funny.
like this big, so I like bust them out, and when I'm done with it, I tear them off and I throw it over the thing. So yeah,
That's deep. I love that.
but yeah, no, that's dope. That's good. Yeah, no, meditating is it's the way to go, man. I think it's a great way to start your day. It's a great way to kind of like center, and it's a great way to like clear your thoughts. Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Hmm.
So where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Peru. My dad was in the Air Force.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we traveled a lot. Like I moved like 5, 6 different times as a little girl.
Yeah.
And then we came to America.
Like when?
I was 14.
And you guys, where'd you grow up in America?
North Hollywood.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, so 14 and you're like 14, you're like in
Yeah.
the ninth grade
So
or like sophomore?
this is what happened. So I came and then um I went to ninth grade
Mm-hmm.
and I had transferred my credits from Peru. So I did high school in a year.
What do you mean?
I skipped all the grades. Like
What do you
I
like
went
test out?
like I remember taking my SATs mid-year because I had came in like May or something like that, and like um I was just in every AP class here.
What? In the
A,
ninth grade? Like,
in the ninth grade, I have AP calculus, AP
and
everything.
this is something you was on, you was just on it? Like, you was just like, yo, I want to like be in the AP classes. Or was your mom and dad like, no, she needs to be in the AP classes? Or
No,
like,
so the first day of school, like I had ESL classes. Like I didn't even.
what's ESL class?
ESL is like English second language.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
I had ESL classes, and then all my science classes were APs, and they they knew I was different because of my math scores.
Mm.
So and then we also have the highly gifted magnet in North Hollywood,
Mm-hmm.
so which is top 10 highly gifted magnet in America. Like it's huge. It's a program
Wait,
there.
so what you mean you did high school
In a year,
so you
in 3
graduated at
months.
what age?
I graduated at 15 and a half.
What?
Yeah.
So then what was that like? So then what'd you do after?
I went to community college.
What?
And yeah.
That's
It was pretty
crazy.
crazy.
What? So you was like going to the campus?
I was going to the campus. My mom
Really?
would drop me off sometimes, and we came here illegally. I didn't have a driver's license.
Okay.
So I used to take sometimes a metro, and it would take me like 2 hours to get to school. I had a hard life.
Wait. What you mean? Well,
Hard
you
life.
was going from North Hollywood
To
to.
Pasadena.
Oh.
I don't know. I did my research on best community college in Southern California,
Yeah.
and then you know me, like, all right, Pasadena it is.
Oh, so you I mean.
Because I could have gone to GCC, I could have gone to Valley College,
Yeah.
and I wanted to just
You
go to
just
the
was like, nah,
best
I'm not
school,
going to
like
that.
yeah.
Yeah, nah, I mean, I know about the bus life, trust me, cause my dad was like super education. He was a principal. Well, he was a teacher at that time. He a principal now, but he was a teacher. And so I grew up in Compton. So my dad was like, you're not going to Compton schools. So
Oh, I didn't know that you were from LA.
yeah, I grew up in Compton.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, period. I did not know that.
Yeah. So in I went to Compton schools all the way to like 6th grade. And in 7th grade, I went to school in Norwalk. And so I would take the bus to the train,
Yeah.
and then I would get off the train, and then I would take another bus to go to school.
Wow.
So I know about the bus and the train.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was so bad. It was so bad that I kind of was just like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
The driver's license was really like killing me, like just so frustrated, like had to wake up at 5 a.m. to get to school, like. So um I did stick through it for like 2 years,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know.
So you would say like I mean, obviously like your origin is like Peru,
Yeah.
but you would say you were from like like sometimes you say you're from LA.
When they ask me where you're from, I always say Peruvian,
Right.
but I grew up in North Hollywood.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
and I never really left North Hollywood.
So what do you think like the biggest misconception is of like LA and Hollywood? Just like from like being in the world and being in the like entertainment and being close to it, like what's the biggest misconception?
I think everyone says the same thing about LA girls, or like LA girls are so fake. Like everybody there is so fake. But I don't that's definitely a misconception. Like I'm from here, I'm from
Yeah,
LA, and I'm I'm real as it comes. Like I feel like a lot of people that say that is like people that are not even from here. We
yeah.
we gather so many cultures here, like even the valley itself is just so mixed with Armenians and Persians and Israelis and
Mm-hmm.
like from everywhere in the world. So no really it's not many people from
Yeah.
LA. But I feel like people say that they're fake because we are here in La La Land where everyone wants to book the role, and it's only so many spots for that role. So
Mm-hmm.
like people are just gonna cut you out the equation somehow, somewhere, and like
Mm-hmm.
that's what makes you fake. Like you got over me, you fake bitch,
Mm-hmm.
like but it's not like that. I feel like everyone is just trying to make it in Hollywood. So it's like, you get you get over people just to get to where you want to get. And
Yeah. But I think that like what you said, like it be the people from out of town that come here and it's like it's already hard to live in California, period. Like it's expensive.
yeah,
So then you got people like moving from wherever they moving from,
yeah,
or they rent is they cost of living is probably cheaper.
yeah,
Then they come over here and then it's like they already kind of got in their mind that everybody from wherever they from was like, oh, you not gonna make it, you dumb for leaving, whatever, whatever, whatever. And so I think that like makes them cutthroat because they gotta make it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and so they become so like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes because shit, and I don't really got that much time.
You
Like
don't.
it costs so much to live. Like I got a certain amount of time
Yeah,
before I gotta move back. So then I feel like us people from LA sometimes we be looking at them crazy because we don't understand that, because we live here. So it's like,
yeah,
and this is something that I had to understand because like, you would see them like out of towners and it's like they at every party and they like doing the pictures and they like doing the whole, how they do it, and it's like, I just wonder like, why they go so hard? But then I kind of like understood, like some of them became my friends and they told me like, hey man, like I'm kind of doing this for the people back home. They didn't believe I could do this, and like those pictures say a lot when they doing it, and
yeah. No, that's so true, right? Like we don't realize that it's such a struggle for any individual to move away from their home and make it to LA and surviving here. Oh boy, like
yeah,
you
it's
got our rent minimum like in the valley, which I think is cheaper than Hollywood where we are right now. But
mm-hmm.
like if you don't have 4K, like 5K a month, you're not comfortable,
Yeah,
and that's not considering gasoline. You're gonna spend another $1,000 a month,
mm-hmm.
and then bills. Like you have to make at least $10,000 a month here to be like okay, just 10K. That's 120,000 a year.
Nah, I'm with you. It costs 100 to just step out the door.
Tell me
It
about it. I'm
costs a
like,
hundred to step out the
dang,
door.
my days are just too expensive, but
Yeah,
it's an investment for me at least. I'm like, okay, look, Pilar, you're investing in your brand, so you get a pass. But We need to see the ROI soon.
Yeah. So, Pilar, are you single?
The question. Um, you know what? I feel like right now I am. Um, I'm evolving as a human being, and my focus is my businesses right this moment.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I'm gonna get into another relationship, I want to give it my all, because I hope this is the one that just sticks.
Mm-hmm.
My dad says like every 2 years you just want to jump ship. I'm like, if they wasn't lying, then I'll stay. But they want to sit here and lie to a bitch. You're like, no.
So do you think your dad does he think that it's you that's jumping ship?
Of course he thinks I don't tolerate. My dad is like
Yeah, of course.
daughter,
Yeah.
So like, and luckily, like, I have very, very high standards on my living. Even not just who I date, but like everything I do has to be like high quality.
Yeah.
Like,
Why do you think that is? Where does it come from?
I I made my first $1 million at 21.
Mm-hmm.
So I
How do
think
you do that? What did you do?
e-commerce. I had a jewelry site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
you started with the site. What made you do that?
pregnancy.
Ah.
Yeah. I was like, I need to provide for Brooklyn, and I need to get it going because I'm a single mother. So my following was rising because I knew how to kind of like get on the explore page.
Yeah.
I would just get ready with cute outfits, and I'm like, oh damn, like people are following me. This is when Instagram was completely different. It's like kind of how TikTok is now. Like you get on TikTok and you get followers fast.
Yeah.
But if you're on Instagram and you get on Instagram, you're not getting no followers.
Yeah.
So back then though, when Instagram first started, like I was getting followers easily because I knew how to get on the explore page.
Yeah.
And as I'm growing my platform, I'm like, oh, okay, these are humans that have credit cards. So like we're gonna sell them something.
Yeah.
And I started my jewelry company,
Yeah.
and I became viral.
Damn, that's tough. That
and
should
I,
just start booming.
and I started collaborating. I knew the meaning of collaboration in 2011. Like I knew the meaning of tags in 2011, connected to your link bio to a website.
Yeah.
In 2011.
Yeah.
So like, this is 1024. Like,
Yeah.
you understand, I've been doing.
Cause I remember the store.
I had that too.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how long did you have a site before the actual storefront?
4 years.
Damn.
4 years on the site.
What was that thing? What was the thought process of like,
Retail
all right, I'm
shop?
gonna get the yeah.
I needed an office. I was always working from home, and I always like, my thing was like, I had my daughter. She was born in 2011. At 3-4 is when I was just doing heavy shipments. Like I was doing, boy, like 500 orders a day, like, and just by myself in a space like this. So I started a coffee table in my mom's house.
Yeah.
And then it came into I had to move out because she was like, you're not bringing all this stuff in this house. Like, you got to go. I'm like, but
Damn.
I know. And my daughter, we're like, in a nice way.
No, I get
Yeah.
it. No, I just feel like with our parents, like they just have like this, I call it a curse.
Yeah.
Because it's like they really like were instilled a different way than us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they tried to like instill those into
Yeah.
us, where it was just very much like, like rah at the house, and like you moving out at 18, and
Yeah.
and it was like, and I'm not saying they said you got to move out at 18,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like, like with my kids, like even with you, probably with Brooklyn, you probably like, you can stay as long as you want.
Same. Like, I don't want her to leave.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
You running a business, cool, I'm finna help you.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like, I'm not, it's no like, you gotta get, but my bad, I'll cut you off. So, cause like nowadays it's like, I mean, and of course we like 2024, but
yeah.
Did getting the storefront kind of show you like, dang, I ain't really need the storefront?
Yes, for sure that. But you know what? I have something in my mind. Like, when I want to do something, I'm not stopping until I get it done.
Yeah.
Whether it goes good or bad, like, I still want to know. I still want to
You wanted
get
to,
it
yeah.
done.
You
I
just
want
had
to
in your
just
head. And you was just like,
I'm a
cause what?
I'm a
Cause
visionary. I'm gonna execute my thought process into like make it come to life. Like it's
yeah.
happening. So that's what
Cause
happened.
cause I think that like one of my gifts is like being able to simulate kind of like things like that where like I never had an office ever.
An office.
An office.
You work from home.
Always had a home office.
Really?
Always. Cause I always thought about it like, why would I have an office? Like I could
Yeah.
just do it here.
Wow.
Like
Powerful.
what's the use? You know, but it was like I think that like so many people cause like much like you, like I made like I probably made my first million at 24, but I was like rich at like 21. And it was like, I think when you get rich quick like that early, you do things that you think rich people do. So then you think rich people get office. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's what they do. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna get office. But I think that like once people do it, like
Yeah.
even the storefront thing, like
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of my friends like they start an online store and they're like, oh, I want to get a storefront. And it's like, for what? Like, you know what I mean? Like you're not
Yeah.
like foot traffic is not a thing really like that. Like
Well, I mean it is and it's not. I think it was more before COVID.
yeah.
After COVID, I don't go shopping into a
Well,
store.
that's a thing too.
That's
Like
like that was the mark. Like it was life before COVID and life after COVID. Before COVID, yeah, I'll go to the movie theaters. Yeah, I'll go to the club. Or
Yeah.
yeah, I'll go to
Man,
yeah.
you know, California, we just never bounced back. Cause when after COVID, like, cause you go everywhere else, like, it's
I think it took us the longest because we were number 3 on the deaths in the States. So it was New York and then
yeah, cause I feel like
Cali.
New
If to be
York is
factual, I don't know. We should look that up. But we were one of the main cities that had taken most deaths. So with that is like, of course, we had to like,
yeah.
come back. Like,
Cause boy,
and
like our
everybody moved
whole,
here.
huh?
Everybody moved here.
Yeah. Well, when?
COVID.
During?
During COVID,
You think so?
everybody,
I thought everybody was like
all the
moving.
scammers they
Oh,
got their bag and they came to
oh well, yeah. I mean, yeah,
for sure.
they was looting for sure.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember
That was a crazy
that was
time.
crazy. You know, I want to go back, right? Because I feel like lately as I'm getting older
Yeah.
and I'm like my friends are getting older
Yeah.
and I'm seeing a lot of my female and male friends
Yeah.
being single.
Yeah.
Like later. You know, like where
Yeah.
you know, and I'm like I'm wondering like what is it? What do you think it is?
Okay, so women are making a lot of money now. We don't really need men to be happy or content, or we can pay our own bills, which was definitely not like this years back, like my mom age or.
Yeah.
So now we make our own money. Therefore, we don't have to sit like put our head down when you guys cheat or like, oh, because what am I gonna do? I can't do anything, so just keep cheating. So we kind of like have raised our standards and our bars and like, okay, so you do this, know that this is gonna happen to you too, and there comes the conflict, and then we go in separate ways because obviously we can't sit here and fight every day. Because now I'm doing what you're doing, and you're not gonna like that, right? So then the breakups happen. I believe that I'm not too sure if I'm gonna be with a man or a woman. I want peace.
Okay.
And I want a life partner. Like if the man is taking care of what he needs to take care of, then we can build our empire like king and a queen, like perfect. We'll just go at it. But I just find it very hard for a man to just do what I need him to do in my standards.
So that's how I want. I'm glad that you answered that way because it's like what would your like what does your man look like? Like what not look like,
Yeah.
but what are the characteristics of
So okay, I'm past the physical. There's certain things that I like in my man. Like I want him fit,
yeah,
right? I want him to go to the gym every day, like at least 5 times a week. Um, Hygiene is huge, huge. Like you just gotta smell good always. That's it. Like
yeah, mm-hmm.
And then teeth. I love teeth. Of course, successful.
Okay.
Like you have to have motion,
Mm-hmm.
your own motion. Like get get me right. Like I'm tired of helping my partners. I want my partner to like push me up. You
Yeah.
know,
What do you define motion as?
motion like everyday money, calls, contracts, equity, everything, land, like
Mm-hmm.
real estate, investments,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everything, Bitcoin. Like, teach me, like, because I'm not really into Bitcoin yet, but I know that once I crack it, I'm gonna be into it.
Yeah.
But I want him to be aware of his
Mm-hmm.
power, right? And
Yeah.
spiritual gangster.
Okay.
I want a spiritual gangster. I want him to be so in tune with himself and to be happy with someone. I think is very easy for me, right? I'm becoming who I want to be with.
Yeah.
And I think in 2 years, I'm going to have, hopefully, in my plan, in my master
Yeah,
plan,
yeah.
in 2 years, I'm going to have all my ducks in a row where my businesses and my daughter and my mom and my dad. And then, okay, I can focus on my partnership, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because I still have a lot. I'm still healing. Like my last relationship was tormentous, like torturous.
Uh-huh.
So like I'm still like lifting all that out.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot of pain, and I feel like I don't want to bring that onto my next relationship.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't
Yeah,
want you
that's
to be
good.
like, damn, I didn't pick up the phone one time, like, and I go crazy. Like I don't want to be
Yeah,
that
yeah,
person.
yeah. No, that's good. That's good. So who are those guys like the existing guys like who would you say like if you were to name some guys not like that like they could be taken but they're
Yeah.
just like
Who do I feel like has got like a nice
mm-hmm like you would like and it don't got to be like you're attracted to them but just
right?
like like
Who's
I
like
would be with
I would be with Barack Obama.
okay
Yeah. He's married in all due respect.
no
I'm
yeah
not
yeah
saying
no
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not we not
I'm saying he's a smart man.
mm-hmm
I love me a 1%er. Like I don't even my pussy won't get wet for if you're not a 1%er.
yeah
If you're not a 1%er,
that's just what you're attracted to
you
though.
don't have a chance.
But what do you say to the like a person that was like try to make you feel like that's wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like you know how people be like, oh, well, she like a gold digger if she's saying that. Like, what do you say to what would you say to them?
This one boy told me the other day, "You're just a gold digger." I said, "Am I supposed to dig for something else?
Right.
For charcoal?" Like,
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
am I like if I'm digging deep for
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah,
gold,
yeah. I want it all.
and if you're in
But you know what though, Pilar was interesting with you, right? And this is why I wanted to talk about this is because like I think a lot of times girls that do want 1%ers,
yeah.
they don't want to be a 1%er themselves though.
Do you
You know what I'm
want
saying?
so that you won't get a 1%er?
But you
Yeah.
really do though. Like from what I've seen,
Yeah, yeah.
you always trying to like, where does it come from?
My dad.
Uh,
My dad.
because like I'm gonna tell you my view, like right, like I think, and you grew up in the dual parent household, right?
Yeah, they're still together.
And I grew up that way too, and my dad was the breadwinner, so I just kind of like grew up that way.
Yeah.
And so that was just my thought, like
Yeah, yeah.
like when I have a wife,
Yeah.
then I'll provide for her.
Yeah.
You know, and but I see it like now we have like all these combos about like 50-50
Yeah.
and where does that come from? Like what is that?
50-50 what?
Like
50.
like people like paying the bills together and because if you like let's say you found your king
Yeah.
and he's everything you want him to be,
Right.
would you guys pay the bills 50-50?
Luckily, every time I've been in a relationship, they just want to pay for me.
Yeah.
Like, I've been in relationships where they pay for my mother's house.
Yeah.
Like, but that's because I wouldn't be in a relationship if it wasn't that way.
And do you think that do you want to make the money like because you want stuff or do you just it's just like an accomplishment, like it's like another challenge, like what do you
For
what
me,
yeah, like for you, like why do you
okay, so it's not about the money. I feel like I am rewarded with money, yes, but I go with my passion. Like,
yeah
I'm passionate about everything I do.
yeah
Like, if I'm not passionate, I'm not touching it.
yeah
Like, it wouldn't interest me. I don't do anything that drags my energy. Like, I'm gonna be 1,000% present when I
mm-hmm
do something or when I start something,
yeah
And I think it shows. Like, Fashion Nova,
yeah
I helped Richard start Fashion Nova. I helped Ori start Sluggers, and now they're all number one,
yeah, I
number
wanted
one
to
in
talk
sales.
about that. I wanted to talk about that. How do you say Richard's last name?
Sungyeon, or it's Persian. I don't know. I'm
When he
not.
when I was seeing his last name, I
Yeah,
could never. I was
me.
like,
Yeah,
I don't know how to.
Rich. Yes. So Richard. Richard is how we met. You mean?
Yeah, like how did it?
Okay,
How did
I
it?
was at the Northridge Mall. Brooklyn was born in Northridge.
Okay.
So my mom lives in Granada Hills. I take her in the stroller, right? And Richard's dad just sees me, right? I've always had like a little distinctive like look to me. Being Peruvian, you don't see really girls that look like me,
Yeah.
you know. And he's like, I'm trying on these neon pants and stuff, and he's like, you like them? I was like, yeah. Um, and he was like, do you wanna take some because you feel because I was talking about Instagram, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I mean, he made of eavesdrop. I don't remember quite. Some like this happened 2013, you know, and I was like, yeah. So we became friends. The dad, not Richard yet, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I came back for more pants, right? And I'm like, oh, I can go on the explore page. Like, I do this,
Mm-hmm.
I sold myself. Like, I'm always pitching myself,
Yeah.
and I can put it on the explore page, like in like I'll show you guys how the tag works and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then obviously kept doing it. Richard was like, you are giving me followers, like you are on the explore page. And he didn't have he wasn't translating the hits to the website yet. He didn't
Yeah.
even have a Shopify yet, babes.
Cause at this time he's just like he's just in the Northridge Mall with the store, right? Does he have
No,
the
he has
website?
five high. He has the wait at this
No,
time.
at this
Yeah,
time.
no, he didn't. He did have a website, but it wasn't Shopify, and
Uh
there were no sales. Like, he wasn't doing
yeah,
sales.
yeah, yeah.
When I
But he
came,
just had the store. He had the store though.
he had five then, or
Oh,
six.
he
No, he
okay,
has six
okay.
branches:
So that
Burbank, Panorama City, Northridge, Montebello. Um,
so he was
one more.
mainly brick and mortar though at this time.
Yeah, these are all physical, like,
Yeah, yeah.
foot traffic orders.
Yep.
I come in, and I showed him, like, like the whole thing, my
Mm-hmm.
whole blueprint. I started his discount codes. Like,
Mm.
I introduced him to the biggest bloggers
Mm-hmm.
because I was already, I was already hip on how to make sales.
Yeah.
And I was friends with, because of my modeling,
Yeah.
I was having the same bookings as big girls like China, Black China,
Mm-hmm.
Lyra Galore,
Mm-hmm.
Aisha Diaz,
Yep.
and me. It was
Mm-hmm.
like the Fantastic Four. We'll go to the same clubs. And like, I met Lyra at 18,
mm-hmm.
and she was in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
but again, these are one percenters. Like their beauty is just like immaculate. You can just like Lyra was that bitch when she was 18,
Yeah.
for real.
Mm-hmm.
And China at
Yeah.
21, you know, like
Yeah. Yeah. China
so
was.
we were getting bookings,
Mm-hmm.
and then collaboration has started. Like China will tag me, I'll tag Lyra, Aisha will tag me, and then boom, boom, boom. I said, Richard, I can bring China on. He's like, for real? Yeah. Ask her how much you want for a post. I'm like, I'm gonna link y'all. Boom. Next thing you know, I'm bringing a bag, a black bag full of money for China,
Yeah.
right? China, like, boom. For real? Yeah, like, it's up. China brings Amber.
Yeah.
And Amber and Kim were hanging out, and China were hanging out. Kim comes around. And then Kylie comes. And then
What?
boom. I really put that play together.
What?
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Like, Richard was just, a blessed man when all of this started happening. Like, they were really doing this. So,
Dang.
yeah.
So then, I mean, does Rich, does he appreciate this?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes. No, he does. I mean, I wish I was closer to him, but I couldn't imagine if I became a billionaire. You wouldn't hear from me. I would be in St.
So
Martin.
if you was to do it over,
Equity. I should have gotten equity. I didn't get equity. But God bless my heart. I'm still in the company.
yeah.
I'm in the company I have three different corporations with the company.
Okay.
A model.
Mm-hmm.
I still have my contract with them for my 10 posts a month, my 3 reels, and my 25 fucking stories. I am that girl. My link bio at Fashion Nova. And I take pride on that shit
Yeah.
because, I really started the whole marketing for them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then I have an agency. I'm the only model with an agency. P.S. I love you agency.
Yep. And it's like
I bring on talent to the company,
to Fashion
to
Nova.
Fashion Nova.
Yeah.
And I am their marketing consultant.
Nice.
So I have 3 different
Yeah.
inks with them. And so I started Nova Beauty from scratch.
Damn, that's tough.
Yeah.
How is Richard? Like
Yeah.
I've heard like good things.
No, Richard's a businessman. Richard, and he's a great man. We've had our ups and downs. I'm a very emotional gremlin.
Yeah.
Emotional. Like the Gemini in me, oh boy. Like, and Ori told me today, the guy that my partner for this, he's like, yeah, so you are very emotional. I'm like, oh my God. I snap. When I snap, I snap.
Oh yeah.
But for the most part, like I'm a leader, so like you gotta work with me. When I'm starting to like get like pushed back in my speed, it upsets me. It can be anything. It could be my pay. It could be the team that I'm working on the visuals, like, and they can sense that. Because like you said, like for the most part, I'm very like chill, until once we start making money together and shit don't go right, you're gonna see that other side.
Yeah. So you've definitely seen both sides of Richard.
Yeah. But nonetheless, we actually had a big hiccup. He started selling jewelry on the website. And I had a jewelry company. And he started using the same vendor. And I was like, no, Rich, like that's not cool. Like how? Like when I'm giving you the ambassadors, you're gonna become my competitor? Like that's weird. So we fell out for like 4 years, 5 years. But I walk away.
Yeah.
I walk away. Especially if we're making money together, because my mama always told me, like, you never burn bridges.
Yeah.
Especially people that you can make money with.
Yeah.
And he came through for me. 5 years later, I remember calling him crying. I'm like, damn, Richard, this boy is beating me. I need to get out. And Richard said, come to the office Monday. I went to the office on Monday, and he gave me the project, Nova Beauty. And I started Nova Beauty from scratch.
Dang, that's crazy. a lot of times, like when you're not like, I struggle with this because it's like I never really like I never hit a woman.
Yeah.
And my friends, like I just been blessed to have friends that have never done it either.
Yeah.
So I hadn't really like experienced that,
Yeah.
So like I struggle with it, like
Yeah.
talking about it, and I was wondering like what makes women not want to
Leave.
speak on it right away.
Wow. Okay. Many things. I'm a lover.
Yeah.
Like, and what's sad is that I come from domestic violence. My dad and my mom, before they had their issues,
Yeah.
So I had to learn that that's not okay. Even though I grew up with,
Yeah.
to realize like I've seen my mother in pain, from it.
Mm.
So when it first starts happening, a lot of psychologists, they say that you just want to mimic what your parents did and then you take it,
Mm.
That was one.
Yeah.
Two, financial independency. So he had arranged it so where even though I was pushing our brand, where he was getting paid and he was paying me,
Mm.
So that, like, how could I leave if you're paying me, But it got to the point where it was just too much, too repetitive. It happened like 2, 3 times, and one time happened. I couldn't come home for Christmas because
Because you had
I
someone.
had a black eye,
Mm.
and that's when I was like, okay, I need to get out. My daughter she came to New York because I couldn't see my dad, but I needed to see my daughter. So she flew into New York, and I had put makeup on. I hid it,
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't hide it. My daddy knows. Like, what is that on your face? My daddy's so like, he just sees my face, and he's just so like obsessive,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
would have been, and I protect him because
Mm-hmm.
he finds that out, and then I gotta go bail my daddy,
Yeah.
But I stayed, one, because you're told like, I'm so sorry, like this the Sarah story, like,
Mm-hmm.
and I love you, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to start over, like this is crazy, and it gets worse and worse and worse, and I'm like, oh no, like I gotta run, I gotta
Yeah. I
hit
hear
it.
that a lot. Like girls being like, man, I don't want to start over. And that's just without the
Yeah,
abuse, like just relationship period. Because
right.
I think there's like this, I mean, like there's this truth to like there's not a lot of compatible and eligible bachelors. And like girls know it, but they don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
So deep down they're like, damn, like we already been in like 2-3
Ugh.
years, like they don't want to leave. But like, I always I in those stories where like girls are getting hit, they're like they're not saying anything for a long time, like till it's like maybe 3-4 years after it was
Yeah.
already happening. And I'm like, I guess like you naturally you're like, nah, I would have just said something like right away, like because like whatever, like your dad or your brothers or your uncle, like they probably would have did something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, does that did that ever like your thought was more like,
Yeah, if my daddy found out, it would have been, like I said, I would have to bail him out.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm wondering. Like, you never was like,
Oh, ooh, I would be so devastated because he's from the Air Force,
yeah,
and I knew he was gonna react in a way where I couldn't, So I hid it for as long as I could, and I never even wanted them to know either. And
what
how
did he say when
he
found out?
found out, he drove to my house because they showed it to my mom, so her coworker, because they all
Mm,
follow me. Like I'm
yeah.
like the little, like I'm like the North Hollywood little princess, and at her job, she's been at her job for 17 years, so they've
Yeah,
seen me grown up,
yeah.
And then those, a lot of her she works for a real estate company, and a lot of the workers are younger, like, you know, so they're like, hey, I'm sorry, like, Mom, I'm sorry about what? Like, oh, you didn't know. She's like, sorry about, wow, okay. And like, she came home with the news,
Oh,
and then she told my
they
dad.
knew before
Then
for
yeah,
your
before my
mom did.
mom, I never told her. I was hoping nobody told her, you know.
So it was just like it was going around, or it was on
It
your
was going.
page.
It was no. I never posted it. I
Oh,
still have not posted it.
yeah,
I don't want energy. That energy in my
on your
nothing.
yeah.
Yeah. But how it got released is because him and they're still going at it today. I'm like, what the hell? His partner, business partner, leaked it in
Oh,
revenge because he didn't have the trademark, or he wasn't trying to give him any percentage of the trademark or part of the company to his business partner. So his business
oh,
partner
so he was
thought,
like,
oh
oh,
yeah, like I'm gonna just put you under. And it's sad because that should put him under, you know. That went through, if you saw those pictures, you have you not seen them?
mm-mm.
No.
I
Oof.
never seen him.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
They're, it's just heartbreaking. He had jewelry on,
Uh,
and he had a ring on, and his ring was like a bro, it was
big ring.
like a pimp situation, like horrible. Like, he's from the
Damn.
Bay too. I'm crying. He's from the Bay too. So like a mentality, I'm like, every time I meet someone, I'm like, damn, like pimping and macking is really a thing out there. Like, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I had always my own platform, my own income. Like, this just happened like no more than 3 years ago, you know?
Damn.
But I've been had my own bag, my own motion prior to meeting him. I was
Yeah.
Queen P before I met him,
Yeah.
right? It has nothing to do with money or like, you know, like it was more about like, I think, because I try to do the psychology breakdown on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
He sent those photos to his friend, right? So now you're boasting about it,
Yeah, cause you like, how do you even get him?
right? Because you're showing off. That's my bitch. You know,
Mm.
like, she's not going nowhere. I'm still with her. You know. So then
Mm.
when I was like, damn, that's foul as fuck. Like, you
Yeah,
really,
that's kind of like a different, like,
that's a different, exactly.
that's a
That's when I
different
was like,
type
oh
of
yeah.
mindset to be at. That's
I
crazy.
remember, you know who I called? I did call for help once, and shout out to him. I fucking love him. Percy,
Oh,
Snoop,
okay, yeah.
Snoop Dogg's best
One of my
friend.
light skinned brothers.
Yeah. He's my big. He's an LA king,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that he's always seen me like working, and I got
Okay,
into the
yeah.
cannabis business.
Yeah.
He brought like he's always seen me like he's just he did
Yeah.
a beautiful post for me when I painted Snoop, and it was Tyrese, Snoop Dogg. It was really the kings of LA, and the caption was Pilar's brothers. Like,
Mm.
he knows, you know, my mom, my dad don't speak English. Like,
Yeah.
I told him I struggle, like I'm an illegal immigrant and I'm a woman
Yeah.
in cannabis, and like he's like, I'm gonna help you. Like, we're gonna make this right. And then I texted him. I'm like, that's the text that got leaked actually. My text to him, because I was speaking about it.
Yeah.
I was like, I haven't told anyone, but I've been scared to tell you or people that actually love me, you know, like support me. And he goes, what? And then he tried to reach out. I never knew what happened. I mean, it was like a street thing between them two, but I asked for help.
Yeah.
I did. And I knew, I don't know, Percy, because I know other gangsters like out here, you know?
You don't even know why you hit him.
I don't know why it
You was
got
just comfortable.
something about Percy that made me like, he is big in the streets too, though. So I was probably trying to scare him, like, you know, they're gonna roll up on you, and they're gonna, you know. So I don't know what that was about, but I did reach out to him.
Was it effective?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Because he is in the industry where Snoop is, and I'm in the industry now. You're touching a woman that is in our industry, you know. So, and that's not good for business.
Yeah.
You know, people are not gonna, you know.
Yeah.
So he kind of did that. And also, I think when I had gotten hit, it was over a DM. he went through my phone and he saw a DM from an artist, right?
Uh-huh.
But the artist happens to be one of my best friends.
Yeah.
I work with him still. Like, I paint for him. I help him with his marketing and his business, and I heard that he tried to walk into the studio one time to hang out and catch a vibe, and the artist was like, "Oh, you're not doing this here. Oh, you're not coming in here.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta go." Type of shit, you
Yeah.
know? So
Dang, that's a weird. Like after, so he was
Yeah.
trying to hang out with him.
with him, he was the reason why what had happened to me, you know? And the artist didn't even know the pictures or nothing. He just knew.
He knew about.
He just knew because he made me call him. He was like, "Tell him not to call you again, or tell me not to DM you." And I'm just in that rage. I'm like, fucking lose my fucking number. But so he heard all the commotion in the back, so he remembers that, but he didn't know how bad it was. And so, and they told me that's what happened, because even he called me then. He was like, "You must still be fucking with him because he kicked me out of the session." I'm like, "Listen, that's my friend, and I'm glad I did that." You know, like,
This is after y'all stopped dealing with each other.
no, and you know, it was a little a gray area. Yeah, but it wasn't bad. It's like, I just love people that have my back.
Yeah, of
you know,
course.
like,
Yeah.
As a woman, sometimes, even like, I brought him so much money to the table. Like,
Yeah.
he became a businessman because of the moves that I've made for him with, like, the dispensary and shit, right?
Yeah.
And the owner of the dispensary, Jokes Up Ice Cream, right? I started that.
Okay.
How everything really, really, really went down was that he didn't want to put me in a contract for equity.
Yeah.
For the venture. And I'm like, well, if you don't put me in a contract, I'm gone. Like, I'm really gone. If it wasn't because of what the fuck was happening now, you don't want me to have nothing to my name on paper. I have a child, you know?
Yeah.
And then I was supposed to get 7%. That's what I was fighting for. And he was supposed to give me 3.5, and then the other guy was supposed to give me 3.5.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
So he didn't want to sign for my 3.5.
Yeah.
And that was it.
What about the other guy?
So the other guy said that he was, but I never saw $1 from that shit.
Damn.
Oh, but and if I wasn't a woman, boom, boom, that shit would have been taken care of, you know?
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like men take advantage of that because they know I'm not gonna go and pull up and make you pay
do
me.
something.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fucked up if you really think about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because if I would have gotten a fucking quarter for each, because I was part of my contract.
Yeah.
I wanted 50 cents per eighth bag.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know how much money, how many packagings they've sold? Like, pounds, boxes over this has started 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But they just closed down.
Karma is a beast.
Right.
Karma is a beast.
I don't have to do nothing ever, babe. I'm so in tune with the higher power. Like, sometimes I'm like, damn, my hands finna be dirty. Like, I want to fight this bitch. But I just kind of like, and then I be hearing the shit that be happening after. I'm like, moved on.
They handled it for me.
And I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
So I feel like dealing with Richard, and I'm not saying nothing, you know what I mean, like bad about nobody, and then dealing with the last venture, like the last cannabis venture where you didn't get
Ori.
No, but like I want to get into Ori. But now, like, understanding that Richard is like a businessman,
right?
And that's a good way to see it,
right?
You know what I mean? Because like in business, it's just business. It's not personal.
It's not personal.
You know, it's not personal. How do you approach business now?
If I don't have equity, I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
Period. Because I know what I'm gonna do. Look at this shit.
Yeah.
They have trucks with sluggers that come from the Bay once a week, sometimes twice a week.
Yep.
$900,000 worth of merch in the little fucking van, and it's sold.
So, how did the new cannabis venture start?
Oh yeah, so once I started seeing that they wasn't gonna pay me, Well, first of all, we break up.
Yeah.
No 3.5%, nothing. Now I don't even want your eighth bag in the shelves type of shit. I was like, are you crazy? I birthed you. Like I brought you to the table. Like
Mm-hmm.
I put all your homies into this the legal shelves. All your strains that you were black marketing with, I made illegal. I made a
Mm-hmm.
legal check for you guys. And you don't want me on the shelf? Are you crazy? It's conflict of interest. Of what? What do you mean? Like, I have a child. Like, I was like, oh, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even make money off my strain, my 8 bags. Like, and it wasn't even that much money. But mind you, I'm on my comeback. You know,
Yeah.
when COVID happened, I lost my shops, I lost my Rolls Royce, I lost my Bentley, I lost my house. Like, cause I had Airbnbs
Okay.
and I had contracts. Like, I had like 7 locations, and then nobody was coming to LA. You know, we were sick.
Yeah.
So, but I still had to pay rent. So I got into this debt, and then my taxes and all that. So then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start cannabis. Then that happened. I'm like, what do I do? Now I don't have anyone that can, I don't have a dispensary. And what can I really do now? I check my DMs.
What? Because you don't check them often?
I never check my DMs.
Oh, got it.
If
Got it.
you
Got it.
saw, if the general, like I'm in such an energetic person, like if I don't meet you, I won't open the DM.
Yeah.
And so I checked the DMs and I started seeing like, okay, I need to get to work. Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't have a strain now. Princess Cut is off the shelves.
Yeah.
And this guy Barry DM'd me. And Barry was like, hey, how much would you charge me to shout out sluggers?
Mm.
And I gave him my rate.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, okay, I'm gonna pull up and we'll do some content. And I did the content for him. My last 300,000 followers have been all Canna. My first
Mm.
million is all beauty.
Yeah.
So fashion, beauty and fashion. The response, the following, the engagement was great, right? Because
Yeah.
I mean, I was running around with runs.
Yeah.
I was running around with jokes up ice cream. So they're like, "What's the next hot thing?" They're gonna think that because I was already with the
Yeah. Yeah.
hottest
Yeah.
things. And then sluggers, and the owner wanted to meet me. Boop boop. I pull up, and it's a house in Bel Air, $18 million home next to Richards.
Oh, damn.
Like I'm in the pool and I'm seeing Richard outside, like with his family, and I'm like, this is a full circle. You understand that, like. I know Richard for years, and then I helped him start Fashion Nova. I'm standing in your pool, and I'm gonna help you start Sluggers. And now we took this to the next level.
Yeah.
And then now I'm creating other brands. The next brand is Spritz. We just started it. Like no, this just launched. Like
This is it, right?
this is it. We have different strains, but confidently he was like, "Yeah, let's do this." Because
Yeah.
now you took this. I brought Quavo in to Birkins. That's his brand for
Under
flour
sluggers.
for sluggers.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was really like, you really can make some moves happen, P. Like I'm like, I know. Like my network, I've been in the industry like as a model since I was 21. Like I posted some pictures from me and Wiz. Did you see those?
Yeah, yeah.
I want to put him right there. So cute. Like you're gonna see this face.
Yeah.
Like let's go viral.
Mhm.
And I never had an agent. I never had a manager. I've always done all my bookings by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I never had an agency. I never was part of an agency. I own one now, but I've always just find my own jobs.
Yeah.
I didn't have a social security. So like I had to like figure my way to like be able to make some income, right?
Yeah.
Aside of my jewelry, like my jewelry was selling, right? But now I'm becoming my brand,
Yeah.
right? So I'm gonna use my beauty to get on the screens. I've done videos for 50 Cent, for Chris Brown, for Little TJ. My favorite project, I just did one for who? I just recently did one. Oh, for the Vito. That
Oh,
was like
nice. I
last
like
week.
DeVito.
Yeah. Um, and it's crazy now that I'm older, right? You would think like, because your prime as a model is like you're 24, 25, and like
Mm-hmm.
I've never made this much money modeling since I started modeling. Now,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So it's because I became a brand. Now they know that they have me on their screen, or they
Yeah,
have
yeah,
me like,
yeah.
oh, they're gonna know who she is. And
So, oh, my bad.
but my point was to say that the project with Christian Combs and Kodak Black,
Okay.
that was epic. Like I was like, when I got in there, I was like, this is gonna go number one, you know that, right? He was like, we know it. Went number one.
But what did you had something to do with it? Or you
I
just
was just in the
Oh, you
video.
was in the
I was
video.
in the video with my
Oh.
chainsaw, and I had like, it was so cute. Like back then, I was wearing like my emblem, like my logo
Mm.
stacked up. It just looked like
Nah,
a,
I was proud of Christian. Like, it's just like, growing up, I feel like in the shadow,
yeah,
kind of, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And then like it's like you've been doing music, and then boom, like you get a single. It's like, whew, all
right,
right, cool. Like I got me one. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
now I'm me. Like it's
you
not
know,
like I'm Diddy's son. Like
yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm Christian Combs. Like because now it's like I can go do shows and
yeah.
club hostings, and
That's
it's
really,
not like it's my thing now. And I was like, oh, that's dope for Christian. Like,
yeah,
cause like I don't know him personally, but like I have friends that know him, and like so I felt like
my favorite person.
yeah, like I felt like I know him enough to know like, man, I know he in the studio like
Yeah, he
really
works. He
working.
works.
Like he really was
Can you
going hard.
imagine just like your dad being like a mogul, and like you really have to like, cause you always, that's, I want Brooklyn to be better than me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like as a dad, I'm sure that's the same thing that he wants for his own kids. So
yeah,
like you have that pressure on you every day, like wake up and like go to the studio and like do that, do that. Also, um, I I really believe in him. You know, like
mm-hmm,
his mom used to come to my shop.
mm-hmm,
Kim doesn't follow a lot of people, like
yeah,
model girls. There's only three girls that she follows. And it's me, Leah Envy, and his girlfriend now. Um,
who?
he Raven.
Oh, okay,
So
okay,
his mom. I feel like she was definitely like, she must have seen something special in me,
yeah,
right? To follow someone, it kind of means that,
mm-hmm,
like, I want to keep up with what you're doing. You know, she came to
mm-hmm,
my shop, and we would have talks, so I would help her get ready and stuff. And when her death happened, I was like, oh, snaps. Like, Christian and the twins, you know?
yeah,
So I'm like, I'm going to be there for him. When he asked me to do the video, I had stopped doing videos. Like, the last one was like 4 years prior to that.
mm-hmm,
But I was like, something told me, I'm like, no, we're going to go number one. Let's do it.
yeah.
And look, it went
Yeah,
there.
no, that joint went up. I was proud of him.
He got some
That
good
was,
shit too. Like, I hope he drops soon. And I told him, like, you know, sometimes everything happens for a reason.
yeah,
So I hope he overcomes that, because I feel like right now the lens is kind of like in a negative,
yeah.
you
I
know?
mean, I never thought about it, but I didn't like just even my first thought now was like, I don't think you think the public is gonna like
I,
make him pay for that too?
I feel like, have you read the comments?
Nah, I haven't. I haven't. I haven't.
Yeah.
And I just saw Jazzy kind of like do her song, where it was kind of like her thought on it, and I didn't think that it had affected her as much as it did. Like when I talked to her about it, she was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, like I go through it, because like
Yeah, we're going to
people,
push through.
yeah,
You know, we're all humans, and like I said, like coming like, from my ex,
mm-hmm,
and I feel like we get a chance to become better people,
yeah,
and I don't condemn him. Like, I'm not sitting here and wishing bad things happen to him. And like, I simply just, I went through what I went through, and I hope, we both learn from what happened, and we get another chance to
Yeah, yeah,
love
yeah, yeah,
again and
yeah,
to
yeah,
love
yeah.
right and to do it. Like look at Cassie, she's moved on, she's healing still.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm, I know her and I'm here for her. Like I've been in the other side of the shoe.
Yeah,
So, but I'm also a forgiver, like
yeah,
I hope that everything just the water's clear and we can work to be a better person. Like I just saw that they took so sad, the scholarships.
yeah. I mean, they taking
The scholarships that he
everything. They
he
ta- what they
he
trying. Like that was like, yeah. They took like the honorary
he was
doctorates.
no, he was funding scholarships, I think.
Oh, so they don't want the
They don't
money.
even want the money. I'm like, but you're in it's working in the contrary. You're taking away money for people that need education, So how
Mm-hmm.
is this doing any good for him?
Yeah.
So there's so many things. Even the same thing I feel for Chris Brown. He got invited to the NBA All-Star game, and then they took the jersey,
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
to me, it's just people need to find better reasons to allow people to grow. Like how they are managing is to kind of like punishing them for in this lifetime forever.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to be born again to have a clean slate, and that shouldn't be like that, you
Mm.
know?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure I'm gonna fuck up too, and I will want forgiveness from my peers and the people that support me and my fan base.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause you saying like even with your ex,
Yeah,
you wouldn't even want, even with the things that he done to you, when it came out, and even to this day, like you still like, I don't want his life to be over.
I don't want it to be over. I want him to pay for the damages
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Like,
But it sounds like you have like a empathy where you like,
I
there
would,
is enough, like there's a certain point where
yeah,
there's enough.
yeah, yeah, correct. Like you wake up and you pay your dues to for what's happened, and you move on, and you get to love again the right way.
Mm-hmm.
But for people to just, oh, you're a woman beater every day, and every comment, like, how am I growing? And we're not perfect.
Yeah.
There's also things that I'm sure that I haven't done yet that may occur in the future, and I will hope for people to forgive me because I'm not perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. Like I hadn't really put a lot of thought into it. Like I think that for me, man, I'm doing so many things, and I try to like I don't follow like shade room, like gossip sites, just
Yeah,
cause like you, like I really like to protect my energy.
yeah,
Like I'm big on that. I'm
yeah,
real big on it, cause like I don't tell people, but like some people kind of know, like when you come into like my world,
yeah,
it's super peaceful over there.
yeah.
It's like
No, you are
it's
though.
like heaven over there every day. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
yeah,
my wife is over there, my kids is over there, they chilling. Like
yeah.
it's
That's a good
it's
life.
it's soup. So like, the like I kinda don't, I kinda like I'll see it, but I'm like I'm off to the next thing, like, and I'm like so in my world. Cause much like you, like I'm obsessed with everything that I'm doing.
Right,
Like, cause
right. That's the only
you
way it's
you
gonna
know,
work.
like, I mean, you know me. Like I'm like, whatever I'm in.
You are.
And I'm like, I'm so in that if it's negative, I'm just like, oh, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? And I'm like,
it's a reflex.
yeah, it's like I'm out of there. So like, and it's interesting because like my friend, so Scorpion.
I love Scorp.
Yeah, I do too. She has like a special place in my heart because when she first came here from the Bay,
Yeah, she's from the Bay.
um, she used to watch my kids.
No
Yeah,
way.
and like she has this special place in my heart because my kids grew up like in the suburbs,
Yeah,
but I'm black and I wanted them to have like a
yeah.
little black
The
in them,
edge.
and she
She
helped with that.
she gave that.
She definitely like played 90s R&B with them, and you know, like, so my kids are like this suburban kids, but they have a little edge because
Yeah.
if you know Scorpion,
Yeah.
I mean, she's got a scorpion tattoo on her face. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
This girl is the best. It's the
yeah, no,
best.
she'll be on here, you know, and
She's a
that's gonna be a
hustler.
funny video. Yeah,
She's
no,
a
no, no.
hustler.
Oh, definitely. You
She
know,
go get it. She go
yeah,
get it. She's in the cannabis industry too,
yeah, yeah,
right? I
definitely.
want her to win. I think I'm gonna work on a strain with her because I feel like she deserve it.
Yeah,
Like
nah, she
she
definitely
really
deserves.
the whole branding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she definitely deserves everything that I feel like she's about to do. Like I feel like
yeah,
she's been here so long, like developing her
yeah,
relationships and kind of like finding her way.
yeah,
And now like she's created this TV show that I definitely feel like is gonna be like big.
yeah. I heard about the TV
Yeah, like
show
I
too.
seen it, you know, and
Yeah,
I'm like, no, that's gonna work,
I
you
like
know,
that.
and it was interesting to like see her go through because she was close to Diddy, you know, like she was close, like, you know, and she would always update me like, oh, you know, like, hey, look, Diddy, you know, he was in London and he posted me, you know what I mean? And it was
Yeah,
like, you know, I'll be like, oh, that's dope, you know what I
Diddy
mean?
loves her too.
Yeah, and it was
He
like,
do. He do. He
and
takes. You know what it is? Sorry, just she's good with the kids.
yeah, you know, and I think that he saw what I saw.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like nigga, my kids been sheltered, and
yeah.
now it's like she bring like a raw honesty
That's so true.
that's like is
Yeah,
priceless. You know what I mean? So
you
you
can't buy
want her
that.
to be around your kid, like, cause she kind of like she don't like fluff them. Like she tell them the truth. You know what I
Yeah,
mean about everything. I'm like, oh, that girl is da da da,
yeah,
and
yeah,
like she's very honest. You know, and it was like it was kind of tough to see her like cause I went to brunch with her one day and she was
yeah,
kind of talking about it and she was like, yeah, I never seen him do nothing. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and it was, but she told me like, nah, my comments is crazy. And I'm just like, not like,
yeah.
I don't got, I don't want to say like that, but I don't be really having time to like look at
Yeah,
the, you know, but I do know that it kind of like affected like a lot of people,
right.
you know what I mean? Because like you said, I mean, America is kind of very like unforgiving, you know?
Yeah, I wish we need to work. We need to work on that so our kids can get better. We gotta get better at that.
Hmm.
You know, we shouldn't be. What's the word? Like condemned.
I guess so.
Like I feel like you don't really need to have that chain on you forever. Like we can break chains. You know.
Yeah. Do you feel like Chris has broken his chains?
Uh, yeah. I feel like he has. I feel like the way he deals with it, my hats are my hats are off. Like he's great. Like even when he feels a rejection or
Mm-hmm.
whatever that is, like for the Grammys and there's some shit
Yeah.
too. Like he is who he is. He gets more views on his own than the entire network. So stop. You know, so like you can't stop a king. He's
Yeah.
gonna, and we're not perfect. Like that's my thing. And who knows too? There's two sides to every story too. And like there's no justification for anyone to get hit. Period. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
care what's happening. It's just not that. But I also know I learned my lesson. I wouldn't touch a man.
Mm.
I'm not flinching. I'm not doing this. I'm not slapping you. I'm not pulling you. Like it but it
I
took
was I was telling my wife, on the way here, I was
yeah.
like, babe, like we so regular, like we don't know what goes on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you was to tell my wife that, she'll be like, what? Girls do that? You know what I mean? Like she'd be like, what? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Like,
But the Spanish in me, especially when I had alcohol in my system, like I've been in fights with my exes and I remember I was dating this guy from Ohio.
mm-hmm.
I don't think he's ever seen a Latino man in his life. He broke up with me the next day. I never heard from him. I was
Mm.
like, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. He was so foreign to it. Like
Yeah, he was like,
the
yeah.
yelling,
He
like
was like,
the
oh no, that's too much.
yes. But we were so in love. So
Yeah.
you would think I thought it was just a little bump on the road. Like we're just gonna no, he's never seen anything like it. He's never heard anything like it.
So he was protecting his peace?
For sure. I'm
He
like,
wasn't playing with his
he
shit, huh?
was not playing. I'm still like in this belief that that really did happen like that. Like, it was just a little wine on the wall. Like,
And then he ghosted you,
um,
or did he explain it?
he took his time to talk to me about it, like two
Mm,
months or 3 months. But those
mm,
2 3 months, I could not get around that. Like, I'm
mm.
like texting him every day, like, bro, I'm sorry. Like, hey, great sex comes with crazy stuff. Like, you can't win always. Like, just trying to make,
Yeah, make light of it. Like,
like,
yeah,
please, like, it's just a little wine on the wall. I'm getting painted. Like,
yeah.
bro, what?
He
But then,
wasn't fucking with it.
yeah, but that's because he's protecting his peace. That's something
Yeah.
that he's never been around. That's like so far out his ballpark. Probably he was raised by a white woman in Ohio,
Mm,
but he comes from the streets. His mom was from Inglewood,
mm-hmm.
and then the white woman adopted him.
Mm,
So he's being always being very sheltered. But he was in the NFL too. I'm like, bro,
yeah.
bro, you get thrown every day. Like, stop.
So what you saying? He wasn't tough?
Protect your peace, baby, at all costs.
Yeah, I mean, I like, that's what we was talking about on the way here. It was like, with my wife, I was telling her, because we talk about, like a lot of our friends, they be single and we be wondering why and da da da.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah.
we hear things, every now and then, and we're like, what, that happens?
Yeah.
And I always like often wonder like how I would be or how she would be if we were single.
Yeah.
And oftentimes I think about how you feel about the guy. Like it would be certain things that girls that I hear do,
Yeah.
I'd just be gone.
Like,
It would
there's
just be over. Like you wouldn't even hear. It wouldn't be no explanation. It'd just be
nothing.
like,
And you don't owe anyone an explanation. I learned that too. Right? That's crazy. Like, certain things are so far out your like realm of is that even an option? Like, is like, I get what you're saying.
yeah, like it's
Yeah.
like, cause like I hear those things like just different types of things, no matter what it is, and it's like certain things I'd be like, man, you still talk to her? I'd be like, for what, bro?
For
Like,
what? You gonna do it again?
but I feel like, so you meet Ori,
I met
you're in
Ori.
this backyard,
Yeah.
and
Full circle moment
yep, and you do your strain,
with Princess Peach was first.
Princess Peach,
Yeah.
and then
And then just 4 months ago, maybe, I started Spritz. So this is our second brand working together.
okay,
On the first one, I fell short according to him, right? Because I was gonna get equity on Sluggers,
okay,
and my retainer is really expensive.
okay,
So he paid my full retainer,
okay,
right? And after the summertime, he was like, "I'm paying all this money. It's too much money, you know." But I didn't have the contract. It was not what I wanted it to be, but it was there.
yeah.
With this, I was like, all right, I need it to be mine. And then
But
he's like,
let me ask you something, because I'm going through something like this with one of my boys, right? Where he wants to have his own company,
yeah,
but then he wants his investor to pay him a salary as well. And in ownership world,
it's I see what you're saying. So, like, pay.
but he was paying you a retainer and then you wanted equity too.
Right. That's so that's why the contract wasn't what I really wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But my retainer, at that point in time, I needed my retainer. I
Yeah,
couldn't
you
just.
need. Yeah,
I need.
yeah, yeah.
I was
I
coming
get.
from the ashes.
Yeah,
I was a whole like time for rebirth. Like,
yeah.
God, like, even everything. I started
So
working out and all that stuff.
so this was almost just kind of like, I needed this to get me going.
Yeah, and then he
This is
already
like,
had started it.
yeah, and this is like an equity play.
This is for me.
So
from the
where do
beginning,
you
the
find
beginning.
this
This is
in the stores, or like how do they
in all
support
stores.
this?
in all dispensers there will be soon, but we're gonna do a drop at Stizzy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and Sluggers, honestly, you can find it. You go to any dispensary and they're gonna have that shit.
So what do you want people to buy?
I want them to buy everything.
No, but like specifically.
Okay, well, so this is a pre-roll,
Yep.
and this is actual flour for you to break and roll up with.
Yep.
So it's up to you. It's like
But you want them to buy
spritz.
spritz, or you want them to buy Princess Peach, or you want them, what do you specific, when they go in a dispensary, they should buy.
Well, I have equity here,
Yeah.
so I will get most. But to me, it's whatever. My market is so complex. It's like I'm offering you everything, so you will buy whatever you want as long as something I have, something that has attachment to
Right.
me. But I have everything. Like we have vapes. I'm not a vape person. I don't really like vapes, but the company is a commercial company, so
Yeah.
we're gonna have everything.
But so it's like they go in the dispensary,
Yeah,
buy some Sluggers.
yeah. Buy
There
you
you
some
go.
sluggers. It's 5 joints,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'll open this one. Camera right here. This one. So it's really cute. The concept is like baseball cards.
Ah.
So the packaging is a princess in a
Let
castle
me see.
and peach, because the purpose of this is the marketing for my mushrooms. I
Ah.
want to come out with Princess Peach mushrooms.
Mm.
But the card is so cute. It
Okay.
looks like a
Yeah.
baseball card. It says, I'm not a prude. I'm just highly selective. And it says, tastes like peaches and cream. Feels like a perfect game. That's so P, that's me. Paired with Dolce & Gabbana, which is one of my favorite brand smells. And then it says, hit it during after the party's the after party. Is that me? So me.
Yeah, this is dope.
Princess Peach has 5 joints. They're infused with kief and diamond. They're actually coated. They come from Natura and from Sacramento. The water is different there. Smells so good. I'm gonna bring you guys to Natura.
Yes.
It's like it's huge. It's all robotics. We don't really have people to do the things that you see. It's like the Tesla of distros. It's like it's so advanced. I've never seen
Yeah.
because I worked like with ice cream and like I've seen the stuff that they have and like the grows here in LA. No, this is like the Silicon Valley of fucking weed. Like it's like huge. It's 400 employees. It's like a whole factory. It's like
Yeah, I've seen on your Instagram when you go to the factory,
Yeah.
like both actually. There's like the where they make the sluggers,
Yeah.
and then there's like a drink.
yeah. So my drink is kratom. It's a plant too, but it gives you energy.
Yeah, I seen
Yeah.
the drink. The both wherever they are, it's like it looks very like high tech.
High tech.
Yeah.
The way the drinks are made is we didn't even talk about the energy drink.
Yeah.
The way the drinks are made is also very high tech. Like this is not little fishes. This is big fishes. Like
Oh, they're like two separate things.
Two separate
Two
things.
separate
Yeah.
factories. Oh wow. Mm-hmm. No, I didn't know that.
My partner for White Rabbit
Mm-hmm.
is
So White Rabbit is the drink.
White Rabbit is a drink.
All right.
Yeah. His name is Larry Wheels.
Okay.
He's like the world champion of weightlifting.
Ah.
Crazy fan base.
Okay.
So he works out and he needs energy, and his energy drink is made with a plant, kratom. It's not FDA approved yet,
Oh.
but it will be.
Got it.
That's why you can't find it at like a
store.
Yeah.
Right.
But you can find it places. You can find it on our website. So that was a cool collaboration. I mean, I got to work out with a one percenter, you
Mm-hmm.
know, learned so many things from weightlifting from him. Like I became addicted to it, working out even more so with him, just because I was learning. And
Yeah.
it's been an experience. I just come across collaborations, and I just educate myself,
Yeah.
and I start picking up on habits that they have. And especially if you're a one percenter, your structure is completely different. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you do this, like you for real do this, and then you make a living. So
Yeah.
I I may not be a bodybuilder, but I'm changing my body into like,
Yeah.
you know.
No, I definitely believe in that. Like, I think that there's this world that believes that if you were to say something like that, like, oh, I just want to only hang out with one percenters, or I just want to hang out with people that win. And, like people have like this negative
Really?
condensation about, yeah, like I feel like people are like, what? Like, because like I feel like when you come up young, people are like, oh, like you left the hood, you only want to hang with them now. Like, I mean, and my friends, honestly, like they didn't do that to me. I just have friends that went through that, where they have like, that's where that word comes from, like survivor's remorse, where like you're the only one that made it out the hood. So then you feel like, oh, like you feel bad. And so you just like keep going back, or you feel like you gotta help everybody
I
like come
see.
back up. And so like people are like, they're like, oh, you just want to hang out with your rich friends or whatever. That's a thing.
Yeah.
But I think there's also a thing of like, I believe in like frequencies and vibes
Yeah.
and just like law of attraction. And I feel like I don't have a problem with like last night, like Boston won a championship. Like I like being around winners. Like I like being around the energy, and like because it's something that happens when you're like, like when you're with winners and you're with, what you like to call like one percenters. Like, you just want to do better. And I feel like there's a frequency around, I'm gonna say us, where it's like when those like frequencies connect and they get stronger, and like we're all attracting good things, and more good things just come
Abundance.
from us just being around each other. And I do feel like there's a such thing as like, let me borrow some of your energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I believe that. Like,
Yeah. Just put it
I
right
feel like,
back.
yeah, just like, yo, just like if you one of them guys, like you one of the guys,
Yeah.
like one of your guys might need some energy. Like, hey, because like right now in this moment,
Yeah.
I'm telling my guys like, hey, yo, it's my time. Like, y'all should come be around me.
Yeah.
Cause like my energy right now, whatever I do, I'm gonna win. Like
Right.
whatever I do, like you should be around me. Like whoever is around me right now,
It's going to
like
win.
you gonna leave, and you might hit the lotto, bro. Like I'm really, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like I'm on that type of vibe. I believe in that. You know what I mean? I believe like, and I believe that like some people think like there's some type of, and there kind of is like where there's like some type of blueprint to be successful, right? And I think there's like common denominators in successful people, and it's really not that complex though. It's just passion, one of the things you have, right? And then there's a certain discipline, and there's a certain consistency, and there's a certain like will and drive. And like when you mix those, anybody that has those, it don't matter what they pick. Like it could be anything. Like they're gonna
Right.
they're gonna do it. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because like once you like mix that, you mix somebody who's like super consistent. He's not gonna give up. He's not gonna quit.
Yeah.
And he has like will
Yeah.
and drive, like where he's just like, I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we're gonna do it.
You're
We're
right.
gonna do it. You know what I mean? And like even with that mind frame of like we're gonna do it, like in that positive type of frequency where you're like, you're not thinking about we're not gonna do it. You're not thinking about what could go wrong. You're just thinking we're gonna do it. And there's a show on Apple TV. It's called Dark Matter, right? And this guy, he built this box. And in the box, you go in, and then there's infinite doors.
Oh, wow.
And the doors are like every possibility that your life could have had.
Wow.
And when you're in the box, whatever you thinking,
Yeah.
whatever you're thinking, and whatever your subconscious is thinking,
Yeah.
when you open the door,
Yeah.
that's the life that's behind it.
Wow. That's so
And
big.
that's how I feel about real life. Like the author, it's a book, it's based on a book, but the author of the book, I feel like I wish I could meet him and talk to him just to understand, like, was that what you wanted people to receive from this show is in this book, is that if they just believe it in their mind and their subconscious, but then add those 5 elements,
Yeah.
they could do whatever they want.
Right.
I really believe that.
That is true, though. I feel like those are the main keys for success.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like 1000%. Consistency, persistency, passion, and a structure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good.
It's a little mix.
Little recipe and then boom.
Yes. And then boom.
But you know, I feel like that's why, like, when you talk to people who work out, people work out because, like, that's kind of like your first way of showing the universe,
They
like,
show
no,
up.
I'm serious. Because nobody really wants to work out. You know, like nobody.
I like it.
But at first, I feel like you might have had to train yourself
Yeah.
to like really
Yeah.
get up and be like,
That's true.
all right, I'm gonna do it today.
Yeah.
Even when you didn't. And the times that you didn't want to work out and you did, it was like showing the universe, like, okay, she's serious. She's one step closer to showing me that she's serious. And then the next time you did it, I feel like once you know, I told my daughters the other day, I was like, whatever you want to do, even if you're not doing it or you don't have an audience yet, just show the universe that you want it bad enough and it'll happen.
Yeah. You gotta show up, and everybody's gonna notice that you're serious. Showing up is the first thing, and everything else happens. And I do things on purpose, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm never late. I'm always on time. You know, and that's just God. You know, like even my beliefs have changed so much. You know, like what's a tardy? Like you really that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You know, like kids like get tardies at school, and I'm like, no, I was supposed to be here right now at this present moment in time. So it's like, but then you're like, okay, they're just trying to create structure for me. That's why they call it tardy. But in true reality, I'm in so many levels of depth when it comes to my life. Like there's the first layer, like for most humans, there's a second layer, there's a third layer, and then it has to do with all your chakras. You know, it's like you got to really dig deep and read about it and understand what aura is, and like what really are frequencies, what's magnetism, what polar energies, and really get really into it, because it's a whole world.
Yeah.
You know, and I know you're there because I'll be watching your shit, and like when I read it, I'm like, twin. But yeah, I'm so happy that you invited me here.
For sure. I'm so happy that you came. I'm glad that we did this.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Watch us.
we're gonna do it again because I want to talk about your mushroom experience.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it later.
I guess we will.
All right.
So you guys follow me on Instagram at Queen P. Tell your friends about it. Sluggers, spritz. It's going up. It's never going down.
Love it. Yeah, we're gonna put it all on the thing.
Yes.
I love it.